1.
All right, this is the third page of the probability test review, page 3. The table below shows the number of participants at a charity event who walked or ran and who wore red shirts, red t-shirts, or blue t-shirts. So you're going to look at the table here and answer the question. So what is the probability that a randomly chosen person ran and wore a blue t-shirt? All right, so if you take a look, they ran, so that's here, 20, and they wore a blue shirt. So they ran and they wore a blue t-shirt, so that would be 20. Out of the total amount of people that ran, so that was 160. So 20 out of 160, and that'll reduce down to 2 goes into 2 once and 2 goes into 16 8 times, so 1/8. What is the probability that a randomly chosen person walked and wore a red t-shirt? So they walked and wore a red t-shirt. So that's going to be 30 out of how many people total? 160. So that's going to be 3/16. What's the probability that they ran and wore a blue t-shirt? Now this is a conditional now, as you can see. So I'm looking the total amount of people that just wore blue t-shirts. So that's 100. So that's going to go on the bottom. And the front part is they ran. So that would be 20. So that's going to give me 1/5. And then the next one is what's the probability that they ran, wore a red t-shirt, wore a blue t-shirt. So the probability that they randomly chosen runner wore a blue t-shirt. So they were a runner, so that's 20. And they wore a blue t-shirt. So blue t-shirt, so out of 100, they wore a blue t-shirt and they ran. So that's going to be out of 50. Wore a blue t-shirt and they were a runner. So that's going to be out of 50. And so that's going to be 2/5. All right, next one, when celebrating the probability of B of A. So you write that as probability of B and A. And then you see the A comes after the conditional. So this is going to be the probability of A, would go on the bottom. I take it that this is why is the probability of A in the denominator? Because it's after the conditional. All right. At local high school, 34% of the students take the bus to school and 56% of the students walk to school. What's the probability of randomly selecting a student that takes a bus or walks to school? Okay, the key word here is or. So if you see and, you're going to times. And if you see or, you're going to add. So and is times, or is add. So I see or, so I'm going to add. So change this to a decimal, move it 2 places to the left because I get rid of the percent. So 0.34 plus 0.56. Add those two together, give me 0.90, which equals 90%. The spinner has 8 equal sections numbered 1 through 8. If it's landing on a prime number, 2, 3, 5, 7. Event B is landing on an odd number. This is 1, 3, not 2. 1, 3, 5, 7. What is the intersection? Intersection means what do they have in common? A intersect B. Intersection, when two cars go through an intersection, they go across the same area. They go through the same area. So what do they have in common? So in this case, brackets 3, 5, and 7 is what they have in common. A local aquarium has 6 turtles, 12 penguins, and 8 sharks. You randomly select one animal to watch. What's the probability that you select a turtle or a shark? The key word, again, this one was and. So the key word here is or. So you're going to add turtle. You have 6 turtles, so 6 out of 18, 26, 26 total. So 6 out of 26 plus 8 out of 26. So that'll give me 14 out of 26, which reduces down to 7/13. And then the last one, you donate 8 baseballs to a local baseball team. Your uncle donates 12 baseballs. If there's a total of 50 donated, what is the probability that the first pitch of the season uses one of your baseballs or so I'm going to add one of your uncle's baseballs, write your answer as a percent. Okay, so 8 out of 50 plus 12 out of 50 is going to give you 20 out of 50. So 2/5. So that's going to equal 5. So 40%. 5 goes into 120 times 20 times 2 is 40. So 40%.